With NFT games, each NFT gives you access to participating in games that pay out rewards in cryptocurrency. One of the biggest NFT games is called Zed Run, a game that allows you to experience the thrill of owning, breeding, and racing racehorses, all digitally on the blockchain. It's a pretty simple premise. You enter your digital horse NFTs in races, and if they place in the top 3, you'll win crypto prizes. A single race could earn you as much as thousands of dollars, but this game has so many more layers to it that offers tons of opportunities to make money, even without entering races. In this video, we're taking a deep dive into the Zed Run NFT game to look at all of the ways you can make money on it. We'll start with looking at how you can set up an account and purchase a horse, which is the first step to getting involved with Zed Run. Then, we'll take a look at the qualities of each horse to figure out how to find the best one to buy and what it'll cost you. Finally, we'll cover how you can start making money by racing or breeding these digital horses. So let's get started. Before you start. So first things first, before buying a horse, you'll need to sign up for a Zed Run account, which is also known as a stable. You can always sign up using your email address, but the best way to get an account is by using a MetaMask wallet. MetaMask is an Ethereum crypto wallet that gives you a unique address to store your Zed Run horses on the blockchain. And it's the preferred wallet for using Zed Run and many other NFT platforms. After signing up with MetaMask, you'll need to transfer Ethereum from a cryptocurrency exchange to your MetaMask wallet address. Alternatively, you can buy crypto directly through MetaMask with a credit card, but this could come with higher fees, so be sure to check the costs before locking in an order. After you've got Ethereum transferred to your MetaMask wallet, you just have to go to Zed Run and click the Start button, and then select Connect MetaMask. After a few clicks, your account will be complete, at which point you'll be able to name your Zed Run stable. You can change the name of this later if you don't have one ready, but keep in mind that it will be publicly available to anyone who competes against you or looks at your horses. Now that you've got a stable, you're almost ready to purchase a horse and get started. But there's one more step, and that's converting your Ethereum into wrapped Ethereum, which allows you to make Ethereum-denominated transactions with lower fees. 1 Ethereum is equal to 1 wrapped Ethereum, so you will not lose anything here except for the transaction fees related to making this swap. After the transaction is complete, you're ready to buy your first Zed Run NFT. Choosing a horse. Much like other NFT games, each Zed Run NFT has distinct attributes that make it unique. Attributes such as coat color, genotype, and bloodline can all affect your horse's overall performance, while attributes such as the horse's name and gender have no known correlation to how they'll perform on the track. Initially, there were 38,000 Zed Run horses created. Today, there are over 150,000 horses that have been bred from these original horses, which means that there are a lot of unique traits and qualities that have developed over time. All of these variabilities mean that there's a lot to consider before purchasing the horse, so here's what you need to focus on. The horse's bloodline is the most significant attribute that affects its performance. There are 4 main bloodlines that you can choose from: Nakamoto, Shabo, Finny, and Buterin, all of which vary in rarity and racing ability. Nakamoto is the rarest bloodline and the most coveted. They are the purest racehorses that exist within the game. There were only 2,000 Nakamoto horses at the beginning, and it's estimated they make up only 5% of the Zed Run population. Nakamotos are known for having high stamina, agreeable personalities, and intelligence. They're the most valuable because of their scarcity, their ability to race well, and their ability to produce other valuable horses. The Shabo bloodline is the second rarest in the game. Shabos were also limited to 2,000 horses at launch, making them just as rare as the Nakamotos. However, they're less coveted because they do not possess the same racing attributes as the Nakamoto bloodline. The Finny bloodline is the third rarest breed in Zed Run. These were limited to 9,000 horses at launch, making them much more common than the previous bloodlines. However, they still produce decent competitors and are estimated to make up 25% of the Zed Run population. Finnies are desirable breeders because they can be bred with Nakamotos and Shabos to produce horses with traits that couldn't otherwise be achieved. Finally, we have Buterin horses, which are the most common bloodline in the Zed Run realm. With 25,000 Buterin horses at launch, these make up approximately 65% of the Zed Run population. Therefore, these will be the most affordable horses, but don't think that means they aren't good ones to own. Beyond bloodline, the next big attribute to consider is genotype. A horse's genotype is designated by its Z number, or Z number for short. The Z number indicates the purity level of the horse. The lower the Z number, the closer the horse's bloodline is to the original 38,000 Zed Run horses. For example, all of the first 38,000 horses were designated as Z1 through Z10 horses. As they bred, they created a new generation of Z11 horses, Z12 horses, and so on. But larger numbers doesn't mean that a horse is necessarily incapable of winning races. Other attributes include breed type, coat color, and gender. While these won't affect the horse's performance as much as the previous traits, they're still important to consider because they'll affect the value of your horse and the kinds of horses it produces through breeding. Breed types include Genesis, Legendary, Exclusive, Elite, Cross, and Pacer, which are all a reflection of the parent horse's rarity. Gender is likewise broken down into 4 main categories: colts, fillies, mares, and stallions. These are male and female horses that either have or haven't produced offspring yet. Female horses tend to run at a bit of a premium since you can keep the offspring when you breed with them, which we'll cover later. Lastly, coat color can affect your horse's temperament as well as their personality, but it does not impact your horse's race performance. Buying a horse. Buying a horse can range from about $100 up to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the horse's characteristics. While expensive horses are in higher demand because of their rarity and attributes, you can still compete and make money on Zed Run with horses at lower price points. You just need to determine a budget that works for you and then buy a horse that suits your needs. You might want to buy a horse to breed, to race, or simply to hold as an investment. And these goals are each best satisfied with different combinations of traits. You can browse horses for sale on the OpenSea NFT marketplace, where you can make offers on thousands of different horses. Once purchased, horses will be transferred to your address and you'll be able to compete with them or breed them through the Zed Run website. Zed Run also offers sales on their website from time to time, allowing players to purchase horses directly on the website, and usually at pretty competitive prices. However, demand is always super high for these events, so you'll want to keep a close eye on your email inbox and be ready to purchase as soon as these events start. Racing your horse. Now that you've finally purchased a horse, it's time to enter it in a race and start competing. There are 6 classes within the Zed Run racing world, each based upon your horse's Z rating. This keeps the races competitive for everyone, because you can only compete with horses that have similar traits to yours. For example, you won't find a Z100 horse racing against a Z5 horse. If your horse has never entered into a race before, you'll have to enter the Free Griffin class race, which is the 6th and lowest racing class. This is an entry-level race that determines your horse's base rating and skill level, most of which is predetermined by its Z rating. After this, you'll be assigned to one of the other 5 classes based on your horse's performance, and you'll also receive a talent rating. This will tell you which races you can compete in moving forward. As your horse continues to race, the talent rating will change depending on whether it's winning or losing races. You'll progress in the ratings if you place 4th or better, and you'll regress if you place 8th or worse. At this point, you'll have to test a lot of races to see how your horse performs. Horses may prefer starting at specific gate numbers or racing specific distances. Keep in mind you can usually see the horses you're going to compete against before you enter the race, so you can scope out the competition and wait for a race that you think you have a high chance of winning. If you finish a race in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, your winnings will be automatically transferred to your wallet, at which point you can purchase more horses or convert your crypto to dollars and cash out. Breeding your horses. If racing isn't your thing, then you may want to try your hand at breeding horses, which can be just as lucrative as winning races. Like we covered before, there are 4 types of horses: colts, stallions, fillies, and mares. Colts are male horses that have yet to father any offspring. Stallions are males that have produced offspring. A filly is a female horse that has not produced any offspring, and a mare is a female who has produced offspring. Breeding takes place in the stud farm, a digital space where you place your male and female horses, establish a price that you're willing to pay or charge to breed, and then select a number of days for them to sit there. Male horses can have up to 3 offspring per month, while females can only have 1. During the breeding process, horses can't be entered into races, so you'll have to account for those missed opportunities if you plan on breeding. Also, horses can't breed until they're at least 28 days old, but they can enter races at any age, even as soon as they're bred. And like you might expect, horses are forbidden from breeding with their siblings, parents, or grandparents, so you'll have to find someone else willing to breed with your horses if you want to produce offspring. Female horse owners will have to pay what is called a stud fee to breed. That fee is set by the male horse's owner, and the owner of the female is the one that gets to keep the offspring once produced. So if you own female horses, you can pay the owners of male horses to produce offspring. If the offspring is more valuable than what you pay to breed, then you can sell that horse for a quick profit. Or, if you want to build a racing reputation, you can breed horses specifically to race them yourself. On the other hand, if you own a male horse with desirable attributes, you can just get paid to breed it with other horses. The breeding fee starts at a base rate of 0.075 Ethereum and can increase with factors like bloodline, breed type, and the amount of time that your horse is in the stud farm. So if you want to get into breeding, you'll probably want to get your hands on a female horse, especially one with a purer bloodline or rare attributes. This will maximize your chances of breeding a successful racehorse, whether you want to sell it to someone else or race it for yourself. However, there's still no guarantees. You won't truly know how a horse will perform until it's entered into a race. For this reason, many people sell their offspring before it's entered into a race. If it loses its first race, it may not fetch a good price, so they leave it unraced and settle for a lower price, letting the buyer take on that risk instead. Making money on Zed Run. If you haven't noticed already, the mechanics behind Zed Run are incredibly complex. If you're interested in learning more in-depth info about the game, you should start with the Zed Run website, linked below, where you can find tons of detailed guides on everything discussed in this video. But if you're interested in the NFT gaming ecosystem, Zed Run seems like an awesome place to start because there are so many ways to make money. You can either earn prize money by raising and competing your horses, breed horses for a more consistent income, or simply buy a horse and sell it later once it has become rarer and thus more valuable. There are already people out there doing Zed Run full time, which means there's plenty of opportunity for you to make it a lucrative side hustle. Or if you're looking for a simpler side hustle to get into, check out our previous video where we break down Gary Vee's proven strategy for flipping garage sale items for profit. We'll see you in the next video.